The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the August 6th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. Now, if you've got a question but you can't call in, Stevie's got your back. You can send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we got a sea of green here today. Got all the sectors inside the S&P 500 trading the upside. All the indices that we track doing the same. Dow's up 481 points, a little over 1%. 1.6 for the S&P, or 85 points. 1.8 for the NASDAQ, 322 there. 1.6% for the Russell. 32-point move. Semis are up 99. That's over 2%. Tranny's up over 2%. 336 points there. Gold's off $20. Silver's down a nickel. Light sweet crude is up 62 pennies. Natural gas is up 8 cents. And a 30-year treasury off 1 point and 4 ticks. Print out 124.09. Our leader in the clubhouse is Booking Holdings up $89. Followed by Mercado Libre at 64. Transdigim at 47. Asma Holdings 35. And MicroStrategy 32. Our shakers to the downside, Top Build Corp down $27, 6%. Vulcan Materials $14, 5%. At Core down 13 and change, 11%. Money Lion down 18%, $11 move there. And Martin Marietta is down 7, 1.25% to the downside. So where are we going to begin? I'll tell you where we begin. We begin with the signals that we were looking at yesterday. That first signal being that New York Stock Exchange advanced decline oscillator. It did close below that minus 150 level. That's an overbought condition. That overbought condition needs to work its way up. It looks like this one's going to resolve itself just like the prior three. The prior three, meaning if you go back and take a look at June 17th, level out there, we got below the minus 150. We saw a nice rally, took us to all-time highs. If we take a look at the one that occurred before that was on May 29th. That, too, in essence, took us to new all-time highs. And then we go back to the one that formed out here back on April 16th. That's when we got below minus 250, extreme oversold. And, of course, that also led to new all-time highs. Something to think about. Will this one lead to new all-time highs? You know, I don't know the answer to that. It is a real possibility because the S&P 500, the Dow, all of them tend to rally into September, right around that first week of September before things fall off the cliff out there. So just something to consider. The second thing that we're taking a look at was that spot volatility. Now, right now, you still have, God, it's unbelievable. You still have the spot volatility that is trading above all of its forward futures contracts. This tells us that this event is very short-term oriented. This is not long-term event. This is not a signal that we're about to head into recession. Now, we may be heading into recession, but not because of what the spot volatility is telling us. Spot volatility is saying nothing of the sort. With the spot VIX trading out at 27.15, the highest future contract is August at 25.10 out there. You get out to a year from now, you're at the 21.55 type level out there. Both those are oversold conditions out there. And of course, we had that one-day rate of change above plus 10%. inside the spot VIX. We know that typically leads to a rally out there. So those are the two indicators that need to resolve themselves, and they will over the coming days out there, or I would expect them to. Let's go switch our panels out here. Let's go take a look at the let's do a little play-by-play stuff. So let's go look at the intraday charts here. And let's start with the NQ. Momentarily, we'll have my 8-panel screen up. We'll take a look at what's going on there. Now, I don't show the A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. If we were to get a bullish reversal candle inside the NQ, that would go ahead and confirm a Gartley buy pattern. As far as where could a rally take us to, 19,058 or so. That's the red oscillator and change line. If we take a look at the 5-hour time frame chart, it's not signaling that price ready to get up towards that 19,058 level. No top. We got a nice TD9 count bottom, but it's got battles at 18,513, 18,804. TD9 count bottom on the 4-hour time frame chart. Here it's got its next battle up at 18,496 and 18,783. The 2-hour time frame chart has a TD9 count bottom pattern. It's dealing with a battle right now at the center of it. That's the top of its profile. The top of its profile. So here's your first key level of resistance to watch. And that's going to be up at 18,588. Now, this bar that we're in right now closes as we come off the air at 12 noon. You close above that, odds favor. They favor a move higher. But the real number to take a look at is the one that formed, which was a 30-minute TD9 count top that formed at about 9:30 last night. Bar number 9 was exactly at 9:30. The bar following that was at 10 p.m. What did that do? That took us all the way back to the breakout level of support at 17,998. We saw a little bit of a Nike swoosh at about the 10 o'clock-ish time frame out there. That was nothing more than a test of profile support as well as its breakout level of support. And that, again, is at the 17,998 level. The key area here is not the 18,394.50, not that that's not key as resistance for the NQ out there, but the real key as to whether or not a rally is going to really continue, not that we don't see a rally here, up 414 and 270 and 28, but the reality is compared to where we were last night, we're nowhere near the high. And that high came again at 9:30. It was a TD9 count top, and that high is at 18,437. That's your real key level of resistance. If price closes above that, well, one, it'll negate that signal, and that will trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside for a 30-minute time frame chart. If we take a look at, oops, didn't mean to do that. Hit the wrong function button out there. So let's see if I can get the right function button going here. So we'll draw the A to B line out there, and I'm just simply going to go ahead and move this over to that C point, which was that spike low that we saw this morning after 10 a.m. And that spike low then it would take us to, if we do close above, again, the level to be watching here, write this down, is 18,437. If price closes above that, you're going to get a NQ A to B equals CD pattern with the 1-to-1 price projection being about 19,029. I can't tell if that's a 0.618 or a lesser retracement out there. It looks less to me, but those are just my eyes, and that would suggest that we could do more than a 1-to-1. We're not going to do that until we take out that TD9 count top on that 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look at the ES Mini out here. Let's see what it is doing. I don't recall if the ES Mini or if it was the Russell 2000 that generated a TD9 count top for its 30-minute time frame as well last night, right about the same time, about a half an hour difference. But we'll figure that out. I'll figure that out when we come back to this break. We'll take a look at the ES Mini. Then we'll take a look at CrowdStrike, AON, SPG, and MGK. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the charts here for the ES Mini. You can clearly see 2 levels of resistance, key areas of resistance. The main one is coming from the 5-hour time frame chart. I'll just simply expand that out, 300 minutes. You can see a nice TD9 count bottom that formed yesterday, completed at 9 a.m. We've rallied ever since, but the rally has taken us up into really 2 levels of resistance, the oscillator and change line, but more importantly right now, the bottom of its profile. That's at 5308.85. So that may call it 5309. If price closes about 5309, we're going to get an A to B equals C depending on the upside on the 30-minute time frame. Now, the 30-minute did not make a TD9 count top. It made a TD9 count bottom. That pattern completed at 6 o'clock this morning. That was still in effect. And price rallied right up into that second resistance level at 52.9925. That is the TD9 count breakdown resistance. But the B point of an A to B equals CD, it's labeled letter C as part of the Chapman Wave tools on my screen out here at 9:30 last night. That high is at 5305.50. So we called it 5309. If price closed about 5309, you're going to get an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Now, price hit resistance. That does not necessarily mean that it's just a sell. It could be a sell. It's just hitting resistance out there. What on a pullback, it's likely to find support, and this would be the most bullish thing, would be for it to test its oscillator and change line at about 52.66 or so. If price were to pull back to that, test and reject that level, move higher, that would be a very bullish signal out there. So I'd be watching for that. With regard to the potential, again, this is just a potential A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That would take the ES Mini up towards the 5409 area out there. Again, that retracement looks like it's less than a 0.618. So if we do clear, and if in fact that's the case, and we do clear the high from 9:30 last night at 5305.50, we're likely to do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. So for the ES Mini, I would say it's the 5-hour and the 30-minute time frame charts that you want to watch. Of course, you can watch anything that you want to out there, but those are the two right now that are giving us the best signal information out there. Let's go take a couple of requests that have come in. We don't want to get behind on those. The first one coming in from David in Panama City. David, thanks for sending a request out there, and he wants to take a look at CrowdStrike. Now, I'm assuming that David knows that yesterday was the completion of a TD9 count bottom. And David, if you weren't, well, you've got a completed TD9 count bottom pattern for its daily time frame. Now, what should unfold here is price should rally up in that oscillator and change line. At the present time, that's printing at 241.40. That number is going to change as price moves up and down, so you can use that as a guideline. If, in fact, we get a close above that oscillator and change line, then your next battle where the defense is at 261.56, and then you got your safeties up at the 295.57 level. That's the daily time frame. We have not seen price close above the oscillator and change line since the trading day of July 1st out there, so for over a month. That's going to be your real key level to be watching out there. That's the daily time frame message. The weekly time frame message is what? The weekly time frame message says it wants to get to its next support area, which will be at 171.68. So what does that say? That says maybe we rally up in that oscillator and change line, 241 and change. And if we get a test and rejection, we start heading lower there. Well, the lower is going to go take us down towards that TD9 count bottom. If price takes out yesterday's low, then we're likely to head to 171.68. So the weekly chart is saying, maybe I want lower price. The monthly chart is saying to you and I that lower price move may be over. So if we join the monthly with the daily, the reason I say that on the monthly chart, David, is because price is pulled back towards the top of its daily profile. The monthly profile, 199.07 is the number. Yesterday we got down to 200.81 out there. You don't have to get all the way down to it, but at this stage here, support has held. We take a CrowdStrike. Now I'm assuming, but let's not assume. Let's just open up the chart here. Yeah, that you've got a completed. It looks like for this month. It's early in the month. It's only the 6th. You might get a sell the D point, but prices tested so far very close to testing the top of that profile. So the daily. Keep your eye on the daily. Of course, you're going to keep your eye on the daily. Watch that 241 and change area out there. If price turns down, let's take a look at its stance steps, David. If we look at its stance steps, number of consecutive moves to the downside, number of consecutive moves to the upside. Turns out that today is going to be bar number 2 of consecutive moves to the upside. Well, that's exactly where the rally ended on July 29th. That's exactly where the rally ended on July 15th. Now, the difference between the July 15th date and the July 29th date, in essence, right around that time frame on the daily basis. Well, I might take that back. July 23rd was a TD9 count bottom that absolutely failed in one single day out there. So that was June 23rd. What was going on here around June 20? Was that June? Hold on a minute. Sorry. I think that was July 23rd. Yeah, I didn't think that was June. But let me take a look. What was going on July 23rd right here? Well, at that stage, we were already, the prior day was 5 consecutive days of the downside, so you just had one day of rally to the upside. So you got to be a little bit careful here. I think that daily TD9 count bottom pattern makes it different than those other two that we just took a look at. One was a bottom for sure, which eventually failed. So it just says be careful with regard to CrowdStrike. But right now, the daily is saying, okay, I want to rally, see what happens after that oscillator and change line. The weekly says you may be back to support out there. So hope that helps you out, David, and thanks as always for your request. Let's go take a look at ticker symbol AON. AON, this is for Jambalaya inside the Tiger's Den. And the question is buy or sell. Okay, well, if those are the requests, if those are my only two options, because I would choose the third option, which is hold. Now, if I don't get to choose that option, I would say sell. Why would I say sell? Because the daily time frame yesterday confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Why would I hold? Because price is trading with inside its profile that has support at 319.64 and is trading above its green oscillator and change line. Not until we see how price tests those support levels, it's not a guarantee that it will, would we really know if it's more neutral than it is bearish. But right now, the daily time frame says it's in a sell with yesterday's Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, price has got back to prior high areas out here. Didn't get all the way up to them. And it's kind of, so the weekly chart is bullish. And the weekly chart will remain bullish and suggest a rally to 341, but you got to contend with the daily time frame chart. So not until yesterday's high is taken out, Jam, would I consider this to be the buy. You gave me a buy or sell out there. I gave you the sell as the option. The reason why the daily could still be a buy is because the monthly is bullish, price above its green outside change line, top of its profile. The same is true with the weekly time frame chart. So it's just a daily that has to resolve itself for us. Now, let's take a look at its consecutive steps here, upside and downside. So what we've seen out here is all of these retracements coming off of the low from May 30th out there have all been 2-bar retracements out there. It doesn't look like it looks today like you're only going to get a 1-bar retracement, and then prices rallied. So we're not getting enough information here, Jam, at the moment. Well, it's more bullish than it is bearish out there. You'd expect at least a 2-day pullback after a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out there. So I still go with it's on a sell on the daily basis, is a buy on the weekly, and it is a buy. When I say buy, I'm just really using the term bullish more so than buy. So I hope that helps you out. We come back from this breakout here. We're going to take a look at SPG, and that's for ELO inside the Tiger's Den. And his question specifically is, which way is this headed? Why don't you take a look at it on your charts and tell me what your thoughts are? Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry Pesavento Friday, July 12th and Friday, July 26th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time for 3 hours of live trading. For this month only, use promo code LarryJuly24 at checkout to save $50 on your first month subscription. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hey, welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at Simon Property Group. SPG is the ticker symbol. The question from ELO is, which way is this headed? So here's what we know about the daily time frame. ELO, we got a nice TD9 count top that went ahead and completed on the trade day of July 23rd. That took price yesterday back to its breakout level at 146.50. We're back inside its profile today. Says that basically yesterday's move was false breakout. Now, what you really need to see here, and here's how I can answer your question with regard to which way is it's headed. If a price can close above its green oscillator and change on a 152.47, odds favor a move higher. Now, you'd have a resistance point at the level from August 1st. That high out there would be a potential resistance point, 156.61. But your real resistance up at 158.50. Now, I don't know whether price will continue to consolidate or not with inside the daily profile, but it's got a top. The bottom of where it was targeted has held out there. It should continue to rally, but it's at oscillator and change line at 152 and change out there. Right now it says 47. That's going to be your key level to watch. On a weekly time frame, we have a Rhodes. No, we do not have a confirmed top. We just have a consolidation with inside profile, running from 145.56 to 154.32 out there. On a monthly time frame, a price to consolidate with inside its profile as well. Resistance being 157.82. So your specific question was, which way is this headed? You're trading higher today. So I would say, based upon its dance steps, you're likely to get a 2 to 3 bar rally out here, at least with regard to Simon Property Group, but it's really a consolidation. So you asked which way was it's headed. When you look at that weekly time frame chart, the consolidation is so clear between 145.56 and 154.32. So which way is it's headed? It's really just going to trade within that consolidation, at least as I see it at this moment in time, 11:32 on August the 6th out there. So thank you for writing in, and I hope that answered your question. Let's go take a look at MGK for Duncan Steve. And so, Dunk, when I take a look at this, I can see an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. I do not see a bullish reversal candle out there. So that pattern is still in effect. On a rally here, what price might be trying to do is one of really two things. Either close the gap. In order to close the gap, it would need to trade up to 292.52. The actual high today, 291.14. So that could be one target. To the upside as well, if price can close that gap, and certainly remain above that swing low out there, or that candle low, I should say, really the gap low at 292.52, then you would likely get a run up in the 299.35 level, the bottom of its profile. The weekly time frame, which has a TD9 count top, did take price back to its breakout level. Now we're early in the week. So far at 11:33 on a Tuesday, that level is held. That level being 282.14. If price were to close below that on Friday, Dunk, that would be telling us lower price out there. And on a monthly time frame chart, you're going to complete a TD9 count top this month. Price so far has held support. That's that green oscillator and change line out there. So your question really wasn't a question. It was just if we could take a look at it. We've done the take a look at it piece of it. Let's look at those consecutive days to the upside and to the downside. See if there's any kind of message here. And we've only seen, we have not seen any. We've seen one 2-bar rally since it's formed its top out there on July 10th. So today looks like we might have a 1-bar rally. I would say if you get 2 bars out here, that would mean a successful high tomorrow. Then more likely than not, you likely see MGK turn back to the downside. So that's what I see right now, Dunk. Hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks for your request. G-Man inside the Tiger's Den would like to take a look at some soy oil out there. The December contract for soybean oil, which that was not it. Where did Stevie put that? I think I got to go back to NVDL because somebody must have asked about it and I didn't write it down. But I'll try to figure that out. But right now we're taking a look at soybean oil. In soybean oil, what G-Man inside the Tiger's Den is looking for is a bottom. Well, you're going to get your bottom pattern likely by tomorrow, completed by Thursday out there. Today is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count. In order for this to confirm a TD9 count bottom, tomorrow just simply needs to close below the close of bar number 5, and that was at 41.45. So I jot down that number on your pad of paper. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, that is waiting for a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. The monthly chart does not look very good. It looks more like an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That would tell us what? What would that give us a price projection level? That would give us a price projection level. I'm just going to try to not copy and paste, but just move this A to B equals CD line to about right there. So this is actually suggesting getting down towards the $32 level. And, hey, maybe it does that, in fact, as it completes that TD9 count bottom. So you're looking for a bottom in soy oil. You got to wait at least till tomorrow, I would say, unless we were to see some kind of real significant bottoms forming on the intraday chart. So here's a 30-minute chart, which is a nice TD9 count bottom pattern out there. What you'd be looking for here to confirm that this really does want to start rallying now on that TD9 count daily would be a close above 39.72. Let's go from the 30 to the 60-minute out here. We're looking at a future contract, so I don't use 65 like I do on individual equities. On a 60-minute time frame chart, I do not have anything. Let's look at a 2-hour time frame chart, see if there's any kind of a signal of a bottom here. You got a beautiful Rhodes momentum indicator signal. This suggests that you need to close above 39.82. So this has some real potential out there, G-Man, when we take a look at soybean oil, because you got two of, let's say, 5 or 6 intraday charts that we would look at that are showing bottom signals out there. Yeah, so that's what I see when I take a look at soybean oil. So I hope that helps you out. Now, I don't know who asked, and if anybody did ask, I believe somebody asked about ticker symbol NVDL. So we take a look at this. What do we see? I see A to B equals CD patterns to the downside. They're waiting for a bullish reversal candle to complete in order to suggest that we've got a bottom out there. We're trading above yesterday's high. That suggests a rally up towards profile resistance, old support that is now resistance, 50.62. The weekly time frame chart, if it can hold 43.04, will take a Rhodes momentum indicator top right back to support. We did trade below it and closed below it yesterday, but we're back above the bottom of that profile at 43.04. That's a level to be watching, whoever had that request for NVDL. If I look at its dance step moves out here, see what this is doing. I'm not even familiar with what this is. Not that I need to. Oh, I think it was Tom G that had made the request for NVDL out there. So here we can see you've got today, yesterday was 3 bars to the downside. We can see ever since the high out here on June 20th, lows have formed after bar number 3. What we haven't seen really, quite frankly, recently, is any moves beyond 1 day to the upside out there. So I would say just be careful here. Maybe get a 2-bar rally, but if you stay below that oscillator and change line and the bottom of his profile, odds favor you move lower. And what this is trying to do is eventually form some type of bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. So is NVDL, again, I think that was for Tom G. Hope that helps you out, and we'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Boulder, Colorado, and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Great, Steve. Yeah, that was really panic selling yesterday. But today, Microsoft went below its 200-day. Yesterday, it went below its 200-day moving average.
Okay.
But it looks to me like I'm thinking it's going to bounce back. So I sold some puts, the 400 puts that expire Friday on a put spread.
Okay.
Is that a real dumb move? That's usually what I do, dumb moves.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Anyway.
You've been calling into the show for a long time, and that thought never crossed my mind. So don't let it cross your mind out there. But look, you took that trade. What I can share with you is the following, and that's this: that today's going to complete a TD9 count bottom. Yesterday's low, even though it got down below that 200 period exponential moving average, I'll assume you're watching that. Is it trading above that right now, or still below the 200?
Not yet. I think it needs 407 to get above the 200.
Okay, all right. So you want to keep that in mind. So you've got a daily bottom. We don't have a weekly bottom, and we don't have a monthly bottom. Let's take a look at the daily time frame first. So what we should get out here, you got a TD9 count pattern. Ordinarily what takes place or unfolds out here, Ron, when you get a bottom pattern, price will rally up into its oscillator and change line. That's at 419. But because you've been watching that 200 period exponential moving average, I'm going to also suggest that you really keep an eye on that. But here you can see the TD9 count bottom pattern out here. The reason why I want you to watch that 200 period exponential moving average is because of its dance steps. And what I mean by that, I'm going to put up here the daily time frame for Microsoft. These numbers here, Ron, the red digits tell us about consecutive days to the downside. Black digits, consecutive moves to the upside. What you'll notice out here, ever since the high that came in on Microsoft on July 5th, we've had one 2-bar rally, two 2-bar. So we've had two 2-bar rallies. And we're talking about going between the period of July 5th down to yesterday's low on August 5th. So for a complete month out there. Today is going to be bar number 1 of a rally. I would think we're going to get at least a second consecutive close out there. The question is, do we get more than that? And I don't know the answer to that question. Here's what I would suggest, though, is if we do get this 2-bar rally and prices below that 200 period exponential moving average, that would kind of add, and especially since you're looking at an option that expires on Friday, I'd probably take my money. at that stage. That's just me, not necessarily you out there. And I hope you get at least a 2-bar rally, because we've seen several 1-bars. They don't show up on my screen out here, but it just doesn't have a ton of strength. But you've got that bottom going for it. You've got oversold market conditions going for it. You might have a spot fix index that trades below minus 10%, usually an initiation to higher price. So I'm going to go with Microsoft should at least have a 2-day rally out there, and then maybe it starts heading lower. And that could be what the monthly and the weekly charts, Ron, are communicating to us. The weekly, as an example, is a TD9 count, Rhodes momentum indicator top, and yesterday or this week, prices breaking. Don't know if it will, if this is a false move or not, but we are trading below 404.51, and 404.51 is this TD9 count breakout level. If we close below that on Friday, Ron, that suggests that we're going to head lower out there. The monthly chart has a sell the D point pattern. That confirmed last month. We're inside the profile. We're below the oscillator and change line. Its price targets to the downside are 382 and 321. The daily is a driver right now. And in fact, you know what we can do here, Ron? We can take a look at Microsoft. Any questions about what I've shared with you so far? And then what I want to do is take a look.
No, I think it's fantastic advice. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the one last thing that we can take a look at is the seasonal pattern for Microsoft. So we've got 38 years worth of data. Interestingly enough, if we take a look at the chart here over 38 years, this typically forms a bottom on August 5th, and then it forms a top on August the 8th out there, 7th or 8th. This is playing into, and I didn't know that at the time, this is playing into what we were taking a look at with this potentially being just a 2-bar rally. It's not a guarantee. I wish I could give you a guarantee. My guarantee is I'm gonna share with you everything I can, give you the best information from there, and then you'll help to assess what to do. Typically, Microsoft tops right around the July 15th time frame. I believe here we looked and it might have been July 5th. Maybe that was a different instrument. But the typical bottom doesn't come in until about October 9th out there. So, just because that's a seasonal tendency, that doesn't mean that's what it's going to follow out there. But so I'd take a look at this. I'd let this bounce for a second day. If something else is happening or going on the market tomorrow, maybe you get more than a 2-day rally. But watch your 200 period moving average out there and watch that 2-day rally kind of scenario and see where it is that price stops. Okay?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate it.
My pleasure as always. That was Ron in Boulder, Colorado, and that was Microsoft. We got Duncan Steve would like to take a look at Amazon. So let's get back to the Amazon charts out here. And on a daily basis, you've got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Waiting for a well, it actually completed that pattern yesterday. No, 2 days. It's a hammer candle, but it's also a falling window. It's really not a hammer candle. So, Dunk, this is still waiting for a bullish reversal candle to confirm a buy the D point pattern out there. The weekly time frame chart says I want to head lower. Its lower price target for Amazon is 146.15. Its TD9 count breakout level. The monthly time frame chart, it doesn't have a topping signal. It shows bar number 8. But if we closed right here, we're well below the close of bar number 5, so that pattern would simply go away. But what I can share with you, Duncan, is prices trading below that oscillator and change line. That tells you and I that prices lost its momentum. So we have a loss of momentum on the monthly time frame. The weekly says I want lower price. The daily says I'm waiting for a bullish reversal candle to confirm. We are in day number 1 of moves to the upside, much like on Microsoft. So if we open up the consecutive moves out here, we can see we've only had one 2-bar rally. Basically, well, you've had 2 since its high from July the 8th out there. So odds favor this is day number 1. We get another day's worth of rally tomorrow, and then maybe markets take off to the downside on Thursday. But you and I, we're going to take this one step at a time out there. And that first step is no bottom, but likely to see a 2-bar rally out there. So, Dunk, hope that helps you out. And let's see here. Do I have any other questions? I don't see anything inside the Tiger's Den. If I have overlooked something, please let me know. Yeah, NVDL, that was for Tom. I don't see anything else out here by email. Well, let me just make sure. Just updated. No, I don't have anything else. So where do we want to go? Let's go back to the intraday charts out there until I can think of something else. So where do we leave off? We left off with regard to that ES Mini. That ES Mini, again, we talked about that 5309 level as a key area that price needs to close above. What have we seen out here in the last 5 hours? That's a high has been 5309 even out there. So nothing else there. And again, on that 30-minute time frame, you'll get an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside if price closes above. In this case here, it's 5305.50, but I'm still going to leave that 5309 level as a key area that price needs to close above in order to continue to move higher. Now, you got gold trading down $19. Let's go see what's going on inside that December contract. We'll look from the intraday standpoint. I guess what we'll do is we'll take a look at gold on the way out of the show, unless I get some other request out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. All U.S. indices that we track trading the upside. All the sectors in the S&P 500 doing the same. We're taking a look at Goldilocks right now. Gold is trading down $18.20 at $24.62. It is trading just simply from a daily standpoint with inside its profile. Support zone is 24.17 to 24. to 24.30. That's your buy zone, which is trading into right now. If price were to close below 24.17, its next level of support will be at 23.74. That is a TD9 count breakout level. 5-hour time frame chart has a buy the D point pattern. Price ran into resistance at the center of its profile. So gold has some significant resistance. We can see that. We had these 5-hour bars over a period of 20 hours. That level being 24.51.30 was tested and rejected several times out there. That's your key level resistance. You're going to get a TD9 count bottom as we close out the show. Let's open up the 30-minute time frame chart. The 30-minute time frame chart, even though we're trading below profile support and it's red oscillator and change line, you should see gold try to rally. Now, the first price target or resistance at 24.32. The next one would be at about 24.36, I would say. The price were to close above that, you'd have another battle at 24.45 and change, and above that, 24.56. So now what happens here is because that TD9 count bottom signal on that 30-minute time frame, if price closes below the low of that last bar, which is at 24.21.80, that's going to tell us that we head back to the recent lows from yesterday, and those lows being down to the 24.03 level. So that's what I see when I take a look at Goldilocks. Again, what you want to watch today is going to be that spot volatility index. Why? Because if you do have a close, which it looks like we will get, below minus 10%, right now we're down at the minus 31%, what we will get is a one-day rate of change below minus 10%. And those typically, not always, but typically lead to a rally. In fact, they typically lead to an initiation move out here. Here's your last green bar. You had a 10%, less than 10% rally. That was on July 26th, led to higher price. The one before that was on May 31st. So watch that spot volatility. What that then would suggest to us is we should get at least one more day's worth of rally, meaning a higher close, and that would come tomorrow. Take care, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.